Students, today we will see lesson 4.2 Unke Munke Tempe 2. This story Unke Munke Tempe 2 is written by Shigrun Srivastava. She is an Indian author of German origin. She has written over 25 books for children of all ages. This story revolves around Rohan, the main character of the story. Rohan's birthday is soon approaching and he wishes to have a table tennis set. Students, I will not tell you the full story. We will read it and find out whether Rohan is getting a table tennis set or not. Lesson 4.2 Unki Munki Timpe 2. It will be a fantastic birthday this year, I said in a mocking tone. All I will get is a pair of shoes and hand knitted pullover. I had asked for a table tennis set, but my mother said it is totally out of the question this year. Now, this is said by Rohan to his friend. He says that my birthday will be fantastic this year. I will get pair of shoes and hand knitted pullover. I wanted table tennis set, but mother said it is totally out of question this year, means you cannot get it this year. My friend Muk looked at me thoughtfully. He drew a bit closer and said, Well, Rohan, I don't say I believe in it, but my cousin said it works and there is no harm trying, don't you think? Now, Rohan's friend Muk looked at him thoughtfully, means he was thinking something, and he went closer to Rohan and said, I think we should do something to get the gift. Rohan is asking what? Muk told, my cousin had told me that it works. Means his idea works. So we can try. There is no harm in trying. Trying what? I asked. Well, my cousin said, if you really want something badly, all you have to do is to run around a banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times Unki Munki Timpe 2. Now, Muk is telling that my cousin had told that if you want something badly, means you are in need of something, then you should do this. What? Run about around the banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times Unki Munki Timpetu. I desperately wanted my wish to come true. Still I asked, why 17 times and why at midnight? Now Rohan is asking, why 17 times only and why at midnight? Don't ask me, replied Muk, who was my best friend. Now Muk is telling, don't ask me. That is how it is done. I suppose, why not try it? It would not do any harm. Now Muk is telling that we can try it. There is no harm in trying. I thought it was all nonsense. Besides, I couldn't think of any banyan tree in our neighborhood. Now Rohan is thinking that it was all nonsense and I did not remember that there was any banyan tree in the neighborhood. There was one in old Mrs. Grover's garden, but who dared to enter the garden? Not me. And not at midnight. Mrs. Grover had been the principal of our school till last year. One look from her piercing pale green eyes was enough to silence bullies like Rinkulal of Standard 10th. I had seen it happen with my own eyes. Now, Rohan remembers that there is only one banyan tree, that also in Mrs. Grover's garden. But I will not dare to enter her garden. She was principal till the last year of our school and her look was very dangerous. Bullies means a person who is cruel to others. They were also, means such persons also were afraid of her look. So I will not be going there. Forget it, I said. However, the thought kept haunting me till the day before my birthday and I just could not think of anything else. Now, he was in need of table tennis set and he was always haunting, means he was thinking of that idea only before the day of the birthday. Okay, I said to Muk, if you are along with me, I will go to Mrs. Grover's garden tonight and do it. Now, Rohan is telling that you have to come with me. Then only I will go to Mrs. Grover's garden and do it. Why should I come along? Asked Muk. I have no secret wish. Now Muk is telling, why should I come? I have no secret wish. Come on, let us go and wish for my table tennis set. So at 10 minutes to 12, Mook and I met at the back of old Mrs. Grover's garden. We climbed and sat on the boundary wall. We looked down into the garden, which lay dark and silent in the dim light of the moon. And there was a banyan tree, its aerial roots swaying in the gentle breeze of the night. We jumped down, reached the tree, and looked around carefully. Now, Mook is telling why I should come, but Rohan is telling, please accompany me for my table tennis set. So, they met before 10 minutes to 12 o'clock at the back of Mrs. Grover's garden. They climbed the boundary wall and they looked here and there. It was very dark and silent. Only dim light of the moon was there. And the aerial roots of the banyan trees were swaying. Swaying means moving gently in the breeze of night. Then they jumped near the tree and were looking carefully around. Imagine if she is awake, I whispered and pointed at Mrs. Grover's house. Now, Mook is telling, imagine if she is awake. Nobody is awake at this ghostly hour of the night, hissed Mook. Now, Mook is again telling, no, nobody is awake at this ghostly means at the midnight time. Hissed means very slowly. Now, get going, run. I ran as fast as I could, chanting Unki Munki Timpetu. I wish my wish is coming true over and over again. Now, Rohan started running around the tree and saying Unki Munki Timpetu, and he was very scared also. I felt a bit scared. That was why I tried to get it over quickly and increased my speed. Now, he was increasing his speed. I increased the chanting too. And all the while I went on listening to the sounds of the night, a crackle here, a swish there. Now, he was moving around and the dry leaves were there down on the ground. So, as he was moving, he was hearing crackle and swish sound. Suddenly, a ferocious bark tore the stillness of the night. I froze inside Mrs. Grover's house. Lights flashed on and the back door was pushed open. Now suddenly a ferocious bark means a dog's bark was heard in the stillness, means the quietness of the night. I froze. Froze means I was afraid and he stopped there. Inside Mrs. Grover's house, lights flashed on the back and the back door was pushed open. Now Mrs. Grover's house lights were on and the back door was open. Who is there? Called Mrs. Grover. Answer or I will send the dog at you. Now Mrs. Grover is telling, who is there? Answer, otherwise I will send the dog to you. Mook, Mook, I mumbled. Mumbled means saying slowly. Say something. But Mook was climbing up the tree. Now Mook was climbing up the tree because of fear. When I saw Mrs. Grover bend down to unleash the dog, I pleaded, please don't send the dog at us. I will explain everything if you let me. Now, as Rohan saw that Mrs. Grover is leaving the dog, he said, please don't, pleaded means requested. Please don't send the dog. I will explain you everything if you let me. If you give me a chance, I will explain you. Speak out soon, Mrs. Grover shouted. I told her everything. I feared she might not believe me, but she listened to me without interruption. Interruption means any disturbance. She just looked at me with the hard light green eyes of hers as if she was trying to see right into my heart. Now, she was only quietly seeing to my eyes as if she wanted to know what is in my heart. So, she asked finally, and you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu? Now, after hearing Rohan's talk, she asked, do you believe in that? Do you think it will help? I dropped my head and said softly, I hope it will. Now, Rohan is putting his head down and saying, I hope it will help me. Well, she returned, if you believe so, go and finish your rounds. Now, Mrs. Grover is saying, okay, if you believe that, then go and complete your rounds. She turned saying, and while leaving, would you mind using the front gate? Now, she is telling that you complete your rounds and while going, you use the gate to go out. I did finish the remaining 6 rounds and left her garden using the front gate. Now Rohan completed his rounds and he went using the front gate. I swore that I would never return. Now he was telling that, oh, I was very afraid and next time I will not come back. And then the great moment came. I opened my gifts, rejoiced over my new pair of shoes and hand knitted pullover. Next day morning when he woke up, he opened his gifts. He was knowing only he was having a new pair of shoes and a hand knitted pullover. And then my eyes fell on a parcel, a big parcel. Again he saw a very big parcel there. I had never received such a big parcel earlier. Rohan said, I had never received such parcel. To Rohan Khanna, I read from Unki Munki Timpetu. Now it was written that it is for Rohan Khanna from Unki Munki Timpetu. I stared at Muk and he looked at as surprised as I was. Now both the friends were looking to each other and they were very surprised. My mother asked, who is Unki Munki Timpetu? Isn't that an unusual name? Now mother is asking, who is this Unki Munki Timpetu? It is a very unusual name. Yes, I said, very unusual indeed. I bent over the parcel and began to unpack it. Now he started to unpack the parcel. I removed the strings and the paper impatiently. Impatient means very fast. Finally, I removed the colorful gift wrapping and found a table tennis set. Now finally, he removed the wrapping and he saw a table tennis set. It was not a brand new table tennis set, but it was a fabulous one. It was not a new, but it was very fabulous. Wow! I whispered, just wow! Till today, Muk swears he has nothing to do with it. Now Muk says, I don't know now what happened. I don't know. He was also surprised that it works. And so do my parents. I wondered if old Mrs. Grover was responsible for the surprise. Now Rohan is thinking that I think Mrs. Grover is responsible for the surprise. I wondered for a very long time. One day I gathered up all the courage I possessed and went to meet Mrs. Grover. Now Rohan was every day thinking that I think the gift was from Mrs. Grover only. But he was not having a daring to go and ask. But one day he collected all the strength and he went to Mrs. Grover. I used the front gate and rang the bell. I had gone over my lines 100 times. Means he had learned what to go and say and what to ask to her. But when she looked down on me with her pale green eyes, I felt my heart sink and my courage vanish, and all I could do was shudder like an idiot. Now he had prepared what to say to Mrs. Grover and what to ask her. But as soon as she came, she opened the door and she looked with her pale green eyes. He felt very upset. All his courage vanished. Vanished means disappeared, and his mouth was shut. Good afternoon, madam. Sorry, but do you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu? Now he wanted to say some other words, but he was murmuring like this only. Mrs. Grover continued to look at me with a strange look in her eyes. Now Mrs. Grover was looking very strange to him with very strange way. She replied softly but seriously, yes, I do believe in Unki Munki Timpetu. Now Rohan was asking in a sorry words that, do you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu? Then Mrs. Grover said, yes, I believe. I had wished to have somebody over for tea today. Now she's telling, I wanted someone to come for tea today with me. Now isn't it a perfect example of Unki Munki Timpetu that you are here with me for the tea? Now Mrs. Grover is telling that I wanted somebody for tea, and this is a perfect example. What I wished I got. She smiled and she looked so different, almost human. From that day onwards, Muk and I went to see old Mrs. Grover quite often. Not only because she made the best tea and had the best cookies, no, we went because we liked her. And then we had one thing in common. We all believed in Unki Munki Timpetu. Now, after that, they had become friends with Mrs. Grover's, and both the friends, Muk and Rohan, used to visit Mrs. Grover often because they were all believing in Unki Munki Timpetu. By Shigrun Srivastav from Some More Short Stories.